All right, we are back at STONEBROOK, and as you can see, all of the scaffolding has been taken down throughout the main floor. This is the garage. That slab was just poured not too long ago, so they're gonna let that cure some more before that comes down. But all of this stuff is going to get some extra reinforcing so that when they pour the slab, the final slab, all the way up top, any shocks that occur during that process don't crack this slab down below. You want it all to transfer down. So transfer all the way down to the basement. So right below each of these post shores, they're gonna have a corresponding post shore down in the basement. Pretty cool, but it's really nice. You can really get the airiness, the feel for how big this house is going to be. Like coming over here, you can see this is all gonna be one open space, right? Fireplace is going over there. Kitchen's down there. This is all the giant family room. We got a provision here for a receptacle in the floor behind the couch. This is gonna be so cool. This was an exciting week and I'm really happy to be able to get to this point. Let's go check out the basement and see what progress we've made down there. So as you can see down here, we have some shiny stuff on the walls. So we have continuous R10 insulation all the way around the exterior. And then we've done these little details here where we have our R20 insulation blanket wrapped around the columns. And so that allows us to essentially butt wall systems up to it. So our stud wall is gonna butt up to the side of it. And then the drywall can bypass those columns. So we're getting our required insulation from that blanket, but we don't have to build out a wall in front of it. So it's gonna allow us to have a lot smoother runs with less bump outs, strut outs, because they're absolutely everywhere down here. So next step after this is we're going to start the framing process down here. We'll do our exterior walls, and this is so cool because they're still technically building up top there and we're able to safely work down here. It's awesome, and one of those little perks that you get from a full concrete build. Coming over here, you can see these are what we've come up with, a little solution for getting pot lights into the finished concrete ceiling. So what we've done, we put these on the drill press, we put the MDF on the drill press, created a puck, and then these get screwed. So this gets screwed onto the form, and then this slides right on top of it. It all gets silicone screwed into that plate, and then they're able to pour the concrete around it, and we have our predetermined holes for our pot lights. And the poly just allows us to take that form out a little bit easier down the road. But these are little things, got to think outside the box to be able to accommodate the future plans. And so these are for the second story. This is for the bedrooms and the main areas in the bedroom. So we're gonna have to preset all that before they pour their concrete early next week. We'll get onto that. And it worked out great for the garage, but you can see these are the preparations for the rest of the slab up there. So this week we actually had our first planning snag where the window and door company, they decided that they were going to unilaterally make this door system one standard size bigger. So they thought they were doing the clients a favor by giving them a standard size and maximizing the space. But given the fact that this is concrete, we can't move these walls. This is foundation. There are structural elements that are built into this, and we can't just unilaterally decide that we want to change these things. An engineer would have to technically sign off on the expansion of the clear span that this beam would have to support. And on top of that, we also have point load from above. So there's a column up top that comes down and is resting inside of here. It needs to be continuous all the way down to the footing. Same thing goes on this side. So we can't just cut this back and squeeze that oversized door in here. And there's just a whole bunch of reasons why you wouldn't have to do it. So as we're planning to frame up the basement area, this comes across the radar, and it's like, okay, so now we have to make a change to that door. So nothing's ever gonna go perfectly smooth, but it's all about how you respond to it and find the most creative solution, and trying to be able to project what it's gonna look like down the line, how you're gonna be able to finish it, like what gets affected down the line. So in this case, just had to alter the door. So that's what's happening, and should have it ready by the time all the framing is done here. Another cool thing you can see up top, there's all this primed angle iron one at the top, one at the bottom, bolted into the side of the beam system up top there. Our walls are actually gonna mount to the bottom of those angle irons and come straight down and sit flush with our foundation wall. This is where you really see it starting to separate itself from a commercial building or a condo or something. They don't care about that. They just put a normal finish on the side of it. There's no consideration for the R value on the outside of these floor slabs. But that is a really cool detail that adds a lot of complexity to the project, but it's gonna pay off in the end when the building envelope is fully tightened up. The other detail you can see here is the blue skin going on the outside of the columns and the floor system itself. And that is to keep the dew point outside of the wall, outside of the concrete columns and everything. And so our vapor barrier, our standard vapor barrier, is going to tie into that. Once the wall's up, everything's insulated. We have something that we can attach to and make sure that that vapor is blocked from coming into the interior of the home. So it's pretty rough right now, but the finishings are starting to come together a little bit here. So this is actually the location of where the ladder was set up to get up here to the second floor. I'm not gonna bother to set that up now. It's Friday afternoon. Everybody's gone home here. I'm ready to do the same as well. So we'll shoot that next time. But as it stands right now, it's just looking like how the main floor used to be, covered in scaffolding to get these forms up. So they have a bunch of work to do up there. We're going to get in, set those pot lights early next week, and hopefully they'll be ready to pour by the end of next week or maybe early in the next. So things are really moving. We're going to get into the actual framing aspect of things shortly, probably second week of October we're looking at. So that's probably when you're going to see this video or close enough to it, but things are really starting to heat up here and it's really starting to get exciting. So I guess that's it for today. You know, pewter.build across the board. Just wanted to give you that quick little update video to show you guys the progress. So have a great one.